Hello, everyone. Today we are going to discuss a major topic that is increasingly impacting modern life, the crisis of global blackouts. Can you imagine? In a society so dependent on electricity, darkness suddenly descends, no power, no internet, and entire cities and countries are plunged into chaos. How can we cope with such a disaster? Today's episode will take you through several major historical blackouts, explore unsettling prophecies, and provide you with practical advice on how to prepare for potential global blackouts. The world we live in relies so heavily on electricity, everything from communication to healthcare, transportation to finance, depends on power supply. However, with climate change intensifying and natural disasters occurring more frequently, the global power grid is facing unprecedented vulnerability. Even the strongest nations and the most advanced cities cannot entirely escape this fragility. What's even more alarming is that many prophets have long warned that we may face continuous global blackouts, or even the coming of a dark age. You may ask, will these crises really happen? Can we prepare for them? Today's episode will guide you through the intersection of history, prophecy, and reality, providing insight into major past blackouts and practical tips to maintain normalcy even in the darkness. Part 1. Major historical blackout events. Let's start with the 1965 Northeast blackout in the United States and parts of Canada. This unprecedented blackout not only left 30 million people without power but also exposed the fragility of modern society. The 1965 Northeast Blackout, or Great Northeast Blackout, occurred on November 9, when, at around 5 p.m., the power system abruptly failed, causing major cities such as New York, Boston, and Toronto to plunge into darkness. Subway trains were stuck, traffic lights went out, and the bustling cities suddenly became eerily quiet. People left their offices and gazed at the dark sky, unsure of what had happened. For New York, that night was filled with fear and helplessness. People were trapped in elevators, traffic ground to a halt, and hospitals, among other essential facilities, lost power. Although some hospitals managed to operate emergency generators, many patients faced life-threatening situations. Though social order did not completely collapse, this blackout made the American public realize how dependent modern life had become on electricity. After 13 hours of darkness, power was restored, but this disaster triggered serious government reflection on grid stability. Experts began calling for a comprehensive upgrade of electrical infrastructure to prevent similar incidents in the future. Next, we move to the 1977 New York City blackout. Once again, New York was engulfed in darkness. However, this time the blackout led not just to transportation chaos but also citywide looting and rioting. On July 13, 1977, a powerful thunderstorm struck New York City, causing a complete collapse of the power system. The entire city fell into darkness, subways, airports, and businesses all shut down. But this blackout was more than just a technical failure, it revealed deeper societal problems. At the time, New York was experiencing high unemployment, economic struggles, and rising crime rates, all of which were amplified by the blackout. That night, looting and arson erupted across the city. Storefronts were shattered, electronics and jewelry were stolen, and the fear and helplessness of those waiting in darkness deepened. The limited number of New York City police officers could not cope with the sudden surge in crime. However, after the blackout, New York did not sink into permanent decline. Instead, the crisis became a turning point for urban renewal. Mayor Ed Cayce was elected soon after and led the city out of economic recession, initiating large-scale urban recovery efforts. Although the 1977 blackout caused significant damage, it became an important catalyst for social change. In the 21st century's globalized world, the impact of blackouts is even greater. On August 14, 2003, another large-scale blackout struck the northeastern United States and parts of Canada. This time, over 50 million people were affected, from New York to Detroit and Toronto to Ottawa. Unlike the 1965 blackout, the 2003 blackout was the result of modern grid mismanagement. A power line failure in Ohio triggered a cascade of failures that ultimately caused the entire power grid to collapse. Life in the entire northeastern region came to a halt, airports closed, hospitals relied on emergency generators, and financial markets were disrupted. This blackout made it clear that even in a highly technologically advanced society, power grids remain extremely fragile. Following this event, both the U.S. and Canadian governments launched large-scale reforms of their grid systems to ensure such a disaster would not happen again. Part 2: Prophecies about Major Blackouts. The historical blackouts have shown us the vulnerability of modern power systems, while the prophecies about future blackouts make us anxious about the impending dark age. One of the most famous prophets, Nostradamus, in his symbol-laden predictions, mentioned that darkness will cover the earth. Many interpreters see this as a reference to future global blackouts. Though interpretations of these prophecies vary, they all reveal the deep reliance of modern society on electricity and the potential risks of a power grid collapse. Another renowned prophet is Edgar Cayce, from the 20th century. Cayce's prophecies were more specific. He predicted future natural disasters, such as earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, which would lead to the collapse of global power systems. He warned that the interruption of electricity would plunge the world into a prolonged dark age, where people would have to readjust to life without power. In modern times, Craig Hamilton Parker has warned that large-scale blackouts could result not only from natural disasters but also from cyber attacks. As the global power grid becomes increasingly interconnected with the internet, future blackouts could be triggered by hacking or other cyber threats, leading to the collapse of national or even global power grids. These warnings make us aware that beyond natural disasters, technology and cybersecurity are also critical factors that influence the stability of power systems. Part 3: Blackout Events in 2024. As we enter 2024, global blackout events seem to be validating these prophecies. On July 5, a severe storm known as the Boundary Waters Storm hit the northeastern United States and Quebec, Canada, leaving over 600,000 households without power. This storm brought not only heavy winds and rain but also dealt a significant blow to the North American power system. Although power companies quickly began repair work, recovery was delayed due to harsh weather, and the storm's impact far exceeded expectations. A few weeks later, on July 29, Taiwan experienced a serious power outage crisis. Due to a landslide, transmission tower number 326 collapsed, causing 8.46 million power users to lose electricity. Major cities such as Taipei, Taichung, and Kaohsiung were severely affected. This blackout exposed the vulnerability of Taiwan's power grid when faced with natural disasters. These blackouts are not merely technical failures or the result of natural disasters, they serve as another warning of the fragility of the global power system. We are facing an unpredictable future, and the only thing we can do is prepare for potential crises. Part 4: How ordinary people can prepare for blackouts. Blackouts often strike unexpectedly. While we cannot predict each one, we can minimize their impact through a series of preparations. Emergency power supplies. During a blackout, we often rely most on mobile phones, lighting equipment, and some essential household appliances. A portable generator is one of the best choices for large-scale blackouts. It can provide temporary power to ensure that essential appliances such as refrigerators, air conditioners, and heaters continue to function. However, generators must be placed in well-ventilated outdoor areas to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning, and it's essential to store enough fuel. Solar chargers are also highly practical, especially during extended blackouts. They can power mobile phones, flashlights, and other small devices and are both eco-friendly and durable. You simply need to place them in sunlight for charging. Spare batteries are crucial for keeping flashlights, radios, and other equipment running. During a blackout, flashlights and emergency lights may be your only sources of illumination, so make sure you have plenty of spare batteries to last throughout the outage. Food and water storage. During blackouts, particularly in severe weather or disaster situations, power outages may disrupt food and water supplies. Therefore, it's important to stock up on adequate food and drinking water in advance. Non-perishable food, canned goods, dry foods, and ready-to-eat meals can last without refrigeration. These foods will provide basic nutrition during a blackout. Don't forget to prepare a manual can opener. Drinking water, each person should have at least 1 gallon, about 3.8 liters, of drinking water per day, stored to last 3 days. If you're concerned about potential water contamination, consider keeping water purification tablets or a portable water filter as a backup. Lighting preparation. Flashlights and emergency lights are essential items to have at home. Make sure every room has a flashlight, and check the batteries regularly. Candles and matches can also serve as backup lighting options. Although candles are not as safe as flashlights, they can provide temporary illumination when no other options are available. Be careful when using candles, keep them away from flammable objects. Solar or hand crank-powered flashlights are ideal for long-term blackouts. These devices do not require batteries and can be powered by hand cranking or solar energy, providing long-lasting light. Maintaining communication devices. During large-scale blackouts, maintaining communication is vital. You need to be able to stay in touch with the outside world to receive up-to-date information on the blackout, weather forecasts, and emergency rescue tips. Mobile power banks. Ensure that you have enough portable chargers, power banks, to keep your phone charged. Solar chargers are also an excellent choice for charging phones during extended blackouts. Emergency radios. Choose a radio that can be powered by hand cranking or batteries to receive local emergency broadcasts and weather information during the blackout. Some radios also feature built-in flashlights and mobile phone charging functions, making them multifunctional tools. Keeping your home warm or cool. Depending on the season, blackouts may bring challenges of extreme cold or heat. Long-term blackouts in winter or summer can lead to serious health problems. Cold weather preparation. During winter blackouts, heaters will not work. To stay warm, prepare extra blankets, warm clothes, and sleeping bags in advance. Avoid using open flame heaters such as kerosene or portable gas heaters, as they can lead to carbon monoxide poisoning. Instead, consider using flameless hand warmers or hot water bottles. Hot weather preparation. During summer blackouts, air conditioning will be unavailable, and indoor temperatures may rise quickly. In this case, you can prepare battery-powered portable fans and use wet towels to cool down your body. If possible, stay in shaded areas of the house and drink plenty of water to avoid heat stroke. First aid and health. Health emergencies can worsen during a blackout, so it's critical to have medical supplies ready. First aid kit. Your home should have a well-stocked first aid kit with bandages, antiseptic, medications, scissors, gauze, and other essential items. These supplies can help you handle minor injuries or health problems if a blackout makes it difficult to access medical services. Medication stockpile. If you or your family members rely on prescription medications, ensure you have enough supplies, especially those that require refrigeration. You can prepare a small portable refrigeration unit to keep medicines at the appropriate temperature during a blackout. Psychological preparedness and entertainment. Long-term blackouts can cause significant psychological stress, particularly in disaster or emergency situations, where anxiety and fear can increase. Psychological preparation is also an essential part of dealing with blackouts. Stay calm. No matter how long the blackout lasts, maintaining a calm and positive attitude is vital. You can reduce stress through meditation, deep breathing exercises, and maintaining good communication with your family. Prepare entertainment activities. Many electronic devices will be unusable during a blackout, so you can prepare non-electronic entertainment options in advance, such as books, board games, and card games. This can help family members stay emotionally stable and make the long hours without power more bearable. Although we cannot predict every blackout, thorough preparation can significantly reduce the inconvenience and potential dangers they bring. Whether it's stocking emergency power, food, and water, staying connected, or preparing medical supplies, these steps can help you maintain a sense of normalcy during the darkness. That's all for today's program. Thank you for watching. Regardless of the challenges ahead, I hope today's content has provided you with some useful insights. Prepare now so that you and your family can stay safe and secure in times of crisis.